Hi, this is Lisa Milady. I'm an elementary school counselor and I am a children's book author. And today I have a lesson for you about the difference between who you are and what happens to you. Boys and girls, there are many things that happen to us. It is wonderful when good things happen to us and we feel really great, but there are also troubled times. Troubled times are the things that cause us to have foul feelings. Mad, sad, frustrated, angry, unhappy. Things that happen to us can make us feel good, can make us feel sad. Troubled times are those things that make us feel yucky. What's really important is when that happens to you, to understand the bad things that happen are not who you are. So today we're going to do a little experiment, and in the picture I have water. That's going to stand for what happens to you. The bad things, the uncomfortable things that happen to you. The boat is who you are. The boat stands for all the goodness inside of you. And I'm going to show you how, even when bad things happen, it doesn't change who you are inside. I'm going to put the boat in my bowl. And I have a game. I have a bunch of different cards, and on them are examples of what happens to you and who you are. And we're going to separate them into two piles, and every time we have troubled times, something that happens to us, we're going to put a little bit of the troubled times into the bowl and watch what happens. All right, first card up on top, and I shuffled these, they're random. Divorce and separation. That is when your mom and your dad live in two different places. That can cause you troubled times. Remember, it's not your fault that mom and dad aren't together, but it can make us feel sad. So I am pouring in some troubled times. Uh-oh, bad grades. That's another bad thing that happens. That isn't who you are. That is something that happens. And when you do get bad grades, it's important to talk it out and figure out a way that you can do better next time. It's important to try again. My sail, I think it has to go that way. Polite. That's remembering to say please and thank you, and not pushing in front of somebody and saying, go ahead, you can go first. It's not important to be first, especially on lines. Remember, if you're first, or if you're last, or if you're somewhere in the middle, you're all going to get where you need to be. Polite is who you are. Responsible. We have a lot of responsibilities, but when you do them, you are responsible. That's who you are. Moving. Hi, another troubled time. Having to leave your friends, having to leave the neighborhood you know, having to go to a place where you don't know anybody. That's a troubled time. Hard working. That is something that you are. When you do your best and you try every time, you are hardworking. Kind. Using words that make people feel good. That's who you are. Caring. You're watching this video and you're saying, Mrs. Milady, I want to listen to what you say and I want to be the best I can be, and I care about my family and I care about my school. Being the best you can be and being good to others, that's caring. That's who you are. Capable. You can do great things. We are all capable. Rude people. Somebody who rolls their eyes at you, somebody who cuts in front of you, somebody who jabs you when they're trying to get on the bus. Remember, they're having a bad day, and you have to decide, am I a rude person? Nope, that's not who you are. That's who they are. So if a person is rude, let them have their bad day. But rude people, people rolling their eyes at you, people trying to cut you in line, that's a troubled time that happens to you. That's not who you are. Trouble learning. School is hard. School takes a lot of energy and a lot of focus, and we have to work on that every day. Trouble learning is something that happens. It's not who you are. You are capable. Trouble learning is a troubled time. We're going to pour a little more troubled times in here. I hope you notice what my boat is doing. Fighting. Sometimes you're home and there's fighting in the house, or sometimes you're even fighting with your brother or sister, or sometimes you see fighting. Fighting is something that happens. It's not who you are inside. Fighting is an event. It brings up feelings, and it's important to always talk it out whenever there's fighting. Fighting is a troubled time. A couple more. Losing. Losing is something that happens. It's not who you are. Remember, you can't win every time, and nobody wins every time. And losing is part of playing a game, and actually, losing is part of having fun. So losing is not who you are. Losing is a troubled time. Whoa! That's a big troubled time. I splashed it everywhere. Patient. That's who you are. Truthful, you're telling the truth. That's who you are. Hopeful, knowing that everything's going to get better. That's who you are. Hitting, that's not who you are. That's something that either happens to you, or sometimes we make mistakes and we hit somebody. That really is a troubled time. Remember, if you have a problem, it's important to talk it out, think good things, breathe to stay calm. If you fight and if you hit, it's not going to make things better. If somebody you love is hitting, it's important to talk it out with an adult that cares about you. Now, I'm back down to 1. And actually, there's a little card. I don't know if you can see it, but it's so important. I made a big one. Loved. This is the only one that is both who you are and what happens to you. Boys and girls, feeling loved is the most important thing in the world. Feeling loved is something that happens to you. Feeling loved is who you are. You are loved. So I'm going to put that right in front, right here. Actually, maybe I'm going to put it over by the troubled times, because being loved is not a troubled time. Being loved does not make you feel yucky, but being loved will always help you feel better with troubled times. We've done a lot of examples, so we know that there is bad grades and rude people, and sometimes we have no money, and sometimes there's fighting, and sometimes you can't get what you want. But it's important when these things are happening to remember, never feel bad because bad things happen. That feeling of feeling bad sometimes can turn into feeling ashamed. Shame is when you think you are bad because these bad things happen. But what I wanted to show you today is my little boat floated. My little boat stayed up high and lifted up even when bad things happen. That is being hopeful. That is being capable and smart and knowing that you are cared for. When bad things happen, you have to remember you are loved. That is the best thing that can happen to you. And people care about you, and people are around you, and they will talk to you about all these bad feelings and all these bad things that happen, and that will always help you feel better. So remember, troubled times happen to all of us. You are not bad because bad things happen. You are smart and caring and kind and patient and responsible. You have goodness that troubled times cannot take away. You can rise above all of the things that happen to you and stay strong and become what you dream to be. Boys and girls, I hope you like the lesson. I hope you remember, bad things happen. That's not who you are. You can rise above.